As we approach the end of 2024, we'll get to celebrate this year's top video games at the Game Awards 2024. First established in 2014 and hosted by game journalist Jeff Keighley, this highly anticipated event is known for celebrating the best of video games in its respective years, as well as giving gamers a glimpse at what's next in the gaming industry. But with so many amazing games having launched in 2024, who will be crowned Game of the Year? How's it going, guys? Mike here, and today we're going to talk about the Game of the Year nominees at this year's Game Awards, as well as who I think is going to win. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time a new video is posted. And also, be sure to leave a comment and give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube shares it with more people. We have a lot of interesting games in this category, including games like Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, and Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Now, I have heard about all the controversy surrounding it being nominated, mainly because it's a DLC and not a full game, but I sincerely think it's going to take it. In fact, I'm going to go a step further and say that I think this year's Game of the Year winner will either be Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Black Myth Wukong, or Astrobot. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth could potentially take it, but I just don't see it because I heard a lot of people were divided on the ending. Now, for context, I told some of my coworkers back in 2022 that Elden Ring was going to win Game of the Year, and I was right. And the reason that I said that is because, number one, God of War Ragnarok was good, but there were some things in the post-game that some people were not a fan of. And number two, I mean, look at all the review scores. To me, Elden Ring did slightly better than God of War Ragnarok, but not by a whole lot, because both games were universally acclaimed. That said, if Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree wins, then I think it's actually going to make Game Awards history as the first time both a game and its DLC have won Game of the Year in non-consecutive ceremonies. Now, do I think another game could take it? It's very possible, because Astrobot also did extremely well, as did Metaphor ReFantazio, and I played all these games. I mean, they're awesome. Now, I accurately predicted 5 of the 6 of this year's Game of the Year nominees, but I honestly didn't expect Balatro to get nominated. I thought that Echoes of Wisdom was going to take it. I have heard some things online that people wanted Stellar Blade to win, but I just didn't think it was possible, mainly because the game's narrative was lacking. It's these little things that determine the Game of the Year nominees. I will say that it will be a surprise if Balatro wins, but I think it's got a very slim chance given all of these other nominees. But I will also say that it's possible. I mean, they could throw us a curveball and just give it a complete upset. Either way, the winners of the other categories are anyone's guess, and I really look forward to seeing who wins, as well as what's next for the gaming industry as we enter 2025 and beyond. But I want to hear your thoughts. What title do you guys think should win Game of the Year? What games do you think got snubbed by this year's nominations? Let me know in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd also like to encourage you guys to check out my brand new podcast, The Mic Stand, which can now be streamed on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. In the very first episode, I give some more in-depth information about the Game Awards, as well as who I think is going to win in some of the other categories. In addition, I also talk about some of the reveals that could possibly happen at this year's Game Awards, as well as what to expect going into next year. But until then, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Take care.